let us go in review and in more detail the visual editor approach for creating a pipeline. As I said, a pipeline development using Visual Studio Editor is the easiest way, and anybody with a basic knowledge of software practices and DevOps principles can start creating pipelines. A DevOps process typically contains a continuous integration pipeline and a continuous deployment pipeline. In ADO, you can create a new continuous integration pipeline using the pipelines window, and then go ahead and say create a pipeline and use the classic editor. A typical CI pipeline requires us to select the source repository first, which is what you are being asked here, wherein we select the project, we select the repository from the project, and then what is the default branch for manual or a scheduled build to be picked up. So once you select the source repository, you either use or you can choose from the standard templates based on the latest technologies and commonly used templates technologies. For example, you have a .NET a desktop application, you get a standard template. For .NET ASP.NET application, get a template. So you can use a template to have the basic steps configured, and then customize the steps by adding the task required as per the continuous integration requirement for the project. So let me quickly select a standard template and then go and save. So here I have not done any change, no customization. I've just went ahead and created a pipeline. So let's say ASP.NET pipeline. So we will get into understanding the pipeline in the further videos, but this is where we have created a continuous integration pipeline. Now, assuming continuous integration is done, the next pipeline or next process in a DevOps is continuous deployment. Continuous deployment pipelines are basically the ones which would take your output of your continuous integration and deploy them into the target servers on the cloud or on premise. So in order to create a release pipeline, you start with go to the releases and let's say new pipeline. Once you are in the screen, the first thing you need to identify is where are your artifacts coming from. There are there are multiple inputs which come as an artifact. As you see here, there are up to 8-9 types of artifacts that you can give as an input to a release pipeline. It could be a build, it could be another repository, a GitHub repository, an Azure artifact, or if you use containers and Dockers, it could be your container registry input, or it could be an output of your Jenkins. So depending on where you are building your code and where are you storing your artifacts, we have to choose the corresponding artifact. In this case, I'm selecting build. We'll again review in detail each step. Let me go have the defaults here. So add. So once I added the artifact, the next step is to add the stages. That's where I can go ahead and say add new stage, and then again there are some standard templates which I can use, and go ahead and use the template to this is a template to deploy the application into a cloud, Azure Cloud App Service. So this is a way to create a release pipeline and continuous integration pipeline and connect them using artifacts. We will again in the further sections go in more detail to understand each and every sections of this CI and CD pipelines, but this should give you an overview of how to create pipelines and get started.